Hello, this is Vicki at Giving Grace here in Poto, Oklahoma, and this is Love Thy Neighbor Moments. And today, it's a beautiful sunny day here in Oklahoma, and because of that beautiful sun, we've had all this rain, and my allergies are kind of acting up. So if I cough, no worries. I want to start today, and I think this is an important message to me. It's about forgiveness, and sometimes that's kind of hard to do. And I'm going to start in chapter 13 and verse 1. Now, before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was to come from God and went to God, he rises from supper and laid aside his garments, and took a towel and girded himself. After that, he poureth water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? Jesus answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not, but thou shalt know hereafter. Peter saith unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Jesus said to him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And ye are all clean, but not all. And I'm going somewhere with this. Now, I'm going to go over to John. We're still in 13, and I want to go to 21. And what it says is, when Jesus had thus said, he was troubled in spirit and testified and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Then the disciples looked on one another, doubting of whom he spake. Now there was leaning on Jesus' bosom one of the disciples whom Jesus loved. Simon Peter therefore beckoned to him that he should ask, Who should it be that you speak of? He then, lying on Jesus' breast, said, Lord, who is it? Jesus answered, He it is to whom I shall give a sop when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And after the sop, Satan entered into him. Then Jesus said, Thou doest do quickly. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake these unto him. For some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, they're talking about the money bag, Jesus entrusted Judas with the money bag, that Jesus had said unto him, Buy those things that we have need of against the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. He then, having received the sop, went immediately out and into the night. So, what I want to talk about is Jesus not only talked the talk, he walked the walk. And this wasn't the first time that he had expressed his love for Judas. There's many scriptures in the Bible of Jesus expressing his love And as he had been following him for a while, at this point, flipping through the Gospel of John shows great examples of Jesus' love for Judas. Judas still betrayed the Son of Man with a gesture of familiarity and fondness. This lesson is not to turn a blind eye to a betrayer in our midst. It is a sign of strength to move towards those who offend us rather than shy away. So, I guess my point is today, Jesus knew that Judas was the one that was going to offend, that was going to betray him. Jesus knew from the beginning that Judas was going to betray him, but he still let Judas have the money bag. He was still a disciple, and Jesus knew from the beginning that this was going to happen and that Judas would be the one to do it. And Jesus still loved him even until the bitter end. Um, I don't know about most of you. To me, that's a hard one. When you know someone's betrayed you, it hurts so bad. But to know from the very beginning they're going to betray you and you still love them for who they are and have that love and forgiveness in your heart, um, that is truly holy. That is godly. And it's amazing. And we don't have that today. There's so much distress in our world. People fighting over the silliest things, and then people fighting over some very important things. But the division is there, and it's there for the whole world to see. And not only is it there for the whole world to see, God is watching us all and seeing how we act. Um, love thy neighbor. And that's a hard one because if your neighbor has betrayed you to that point, it is hard to love them. But Jesus did that to the very end. He loved Judas. And I know for me that's a hard one, but I know that that is what we're supposed to do. And there was a point in my life where I had a hard time with forgiveness. And I knew that if your heart is filled with bitterness, um, it is hard to let any love in. Uh, the bitterness will eat you up. Stress. Well, actually, the devil can't kill you, but stress can. And that bitterness, that angriness in your heart, that will do it. Um, be like Jesus, turn the other cheek, you know, love that person because that's what he did. In the very end, he still loved Judas and he knew from the beginning that Judas would betray him. And, I look at our world today and I think how hard would that be, to have someone do that to you, knowing that you were sold for some coins and you would be sent to your death to be crucified, and to know that your friend did that to you and you forgave him anyway. Um, don't see that in this world today, but we need to be seeing it. We need to be loving one another. That's what's missing in our world, is there is no love in this world for one another. Um, we love our families, but we still fight amongst each other. Um, so, this whole story it is sad. You know, it's sad for Judas that he sold his friend out, sent him to death, and you know, I just want everyone to kind of keep that in your mind the next time you come up against something. And this something is so great that you're having a hard time getting past it with that person. Jesus walked toward Judas. He didn't walk away from Judas. He walked toward Judas. And we don't handle our problems that way, do we? But that is how we are to handle our problems, with love. And I just want everyone to know that here at Giving Grace, we have no judgment. We're not going to judge anyone. We're going to love you for who you are. And we always do ask for, people to come down. Let us pray for you. Let us help you. And we like those comments. If you're not local, we'll pray for you online. But as I always say, we have a table right here at Giving Grace. And there's a room at our table for you. And with this table, you don't have to be anybody else. You can be yourself and you'll be loved. And we can nurture you through some of your problems. And that's what we're all about here at Giving Grace. And I think that's what Jesus would want us to do. So today I ask you to challenge yourself. When something arises, I want you to think like Jesus did about Judas and have dinner with him, you know, and just have that mercy and grace that Jesus had for us all as he was nailed on the cross for some coin. He was nailed on the cross for coin that Judas got. And Judas took his own life, didn't even get to enjoy the coin. So is it really worth it in the end? No. So let's love one another. And we'd love to pray for you. I'd love for you to come down here to Giving Grace, get to know us, come meet us, come see what we do here. And I hope that this has touched somebody's heart. And I know doing it, I had a completely different message for today. And this morning at about 9 o'clock, everything changed. And I knew I was supposed to talk on this because there's so much hatred in the world right now and so much division. So we just ask you to have that humble heart like Jesus did. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. And we'd really love to see you. And have a good day. Goodbye.